Welcome back, Japanese learners. So we went through the basics of hiragana. There are a few extra rules I need to teach you guys, and then you will know everything about it, which is awesome because pretty much all of the rules are the same between katakana and hiragana. There are a few differences, but not many. Okay, so first of all, let's go back through these odd sounds that we had. First, we had this one here. This is she. Okay. Then we had this here, chi. The next one down, tsu. The next one, which is written fu, but it's not pronounced that way. Remember, it's fu, fu. And finally, this guy is o, and this guy is n. Okay? So, there we have it. However, there are more sounds in Japanese. So, there's two things we need to talk about. One of them is ten-ten, and one of them is maru. Okay, ten-ten are these two little lines that you would have it at the upper corner of a character. For example, if I wrote sa, I would do that and put two lines and it would change. 10 means line, small line, dot. So, 10-10. There you go. By the way, ironically, there's a different name for this little line and for this little line, because that's just a line, that's a little line. I don't know, it's dumb, but there you go. So, sa with 10-10 turns into za. Okay, I should make a note. This can be, it's always written with a Z, so I'm going to write it like this. It's always written with a Z, but it can be pronounced z, like DZ, you know? It can be pronounced either way. Generally, if there's a pause, so like for example, if you're going through the line and you're not using it in a word, that'd be just one small scale example, you would probably say, a native Japanese speaker, I should say, would say z, za, instead of just za. But most of the time it comes out like this when you're speaking. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a big difference either way. Just letting you know it's out there. I wouldn't work at it or anything. It's not that important. But yeah, so that's there. Okay, so let me erase this here so that I can do it for the K line as well. Not all the lines have this, but some do. Here's the K lines. If you put 10-10 in the K line, it turns into a G. So, ga, gi, gu, ge, go. You're saying, wait, but there's already a line here. What do we do? Well, I'll show you. It's that easy. You just put two dots, no matter what's going on. You just these two little tiny lines. Okay, ta. The T line changes to a D line. Da, dee, do, dead. Well, that's not true. These are not the same, nor is this. We'll get to that in a minute. So these rules only apply to the non-squared off letters. Okay. The in line has nothing. Okay, we can't do it. And we can't do it for this first line either. Okay. The H line is the last line that has them. I'm going to leave space though because there's another possibility with only this H line. So if we put 10-10 on the H line, it becomes a B. Ba, bi, boo, be, bo. And yes, it does work for this actually. However, there's another thing. This is maru. It would go in the same corner. It would still go in the upper right hand. Maru just means circle. If you put that instead, it changes to P. Pa, pi, pu, pe, po. Okay? P like in English. So, let's do some examples. I'm going to fold this up so that you can see easier. Okay. Oops. Started to write O. And this will get into another rule too. Okay. A, ri, ka with 10-10. So what's that going to be? Ga. To, And this is U, but there's a rule here. So if I'm going to write in Romaji, which I wouldn't suggest doing too much, but for right now it's helpful. Arigato. Some people will write a U, some people will write an O, some people, like me, think that this is best. That's how I write it. I think I'm in the minority, but because here's the thing. Normally, say you need to elongate a vowel. Say I have ri in here. It's not correct for this word. This word means thank you, by the way. Say that there was an extra E. I would write an E, okay? And then I would continue on. Arigato. And then the U would not be long. But when it's an O, you don't write an extra O, you write an U. That's just the rules. That's what you do. And there you go. That's how you elongate vowels. And when you're writing it, it'll either be with this, or you'll have an extra O, or sometimes for this particular case, when it's O and then U, you can do a U. Okay. So, let's see. Well, I'm just going to quiz you for a second here. What's this character? He. Okay. What's this character? B, as in boy. And what's this character? P, as in the letter P. Okay, so that's how it works. It's that simple. Now, so we've got those basic rules. Now I've got to teach the extra ones. First of all, so we had these characters that didn't do the same thing when you added 1010. So what do they do? Well, she and she, right? But with 1010, they both go to G. However, this is the normal way to do it. You can do either one in most words. Some words you have to use this one. For example, blood. You have to use it has G in it. You have to use this. You can't use this. But for the most part, you can use either, but generally only really old people use this. Okay? So native Japanese people that are like in their 80s maybe or something, they might be using this. But for the most part, people use this. Again, just letting you know. But both of them pronounced exactly the same. G, G. Okay, now, there's an additional set of rules that I need to teach. So this is the E line, right? Ki, she, chi, ni, he, me, ri, right? Oh, sorry, that wasn't fully on screen. Now, what you want to do, or what you can do, I should say, for any of the characters in this line only from the E line, can you do this? You can add a small character here at the bottom. So here's where you would put 1010 or maru. Right over here, and by the way, for both these, for the 1010 maru and for the what I'm about to teach you, it doesn't matter if your letters are going this way or if they're going this way. If they are going this way, it's just whatever you put here will be more over here, but it's the same idea. Okay, so this is the. My stroke order's off, sorry. So what's this? So by itself it was ri. What is it now? Well, again, this can only be done with the I line. You take out the I, and you put in what the small character is. So the small character here is yo, so it's ryo. Okay? So this was originally ki. What does it turn into? Kya, because this is ya. Okay? These small letters can only come from the Y line. So your only options are going to be ya, you, and of course, yo. That's it. But it can be any of the ones from the I line. Take this. Okay. So now, the other main thing, and this is, by the way, how you would write it. Okay. The only difference in certain systems, I disagree with this, but in certain systems, if you have something like this, if the base is she, then like I would write this sha, but sometimes it might be xia. You'll see it written. But the weird thing is I've generally heard it pronounced sha, so I would keep it this way just for clarity. Well, I mean, I try to avoid romaji as much as possible. This is a introductory lesson, so I need to use it, but I'm expecting for the later ones that you guys will learn this stuff. Just practice over and over, like I said. And enough to where you're reasonably comfortable, and then it'll get ingrained when we start getting into words and grammar. Okay. So the only other rule, let's say, well, I'll just give an example for it. So what is this going to be? Sorry. I, te, ki, ma, su. There's something actually I didn't intend to teach here, but it's a good time to. This happens to be a verb. Generally in verbs, there's the being verb, which is des, and there's verbs that end in mas. You're noticing that I'm not saying the u. That's what I'm saying right now, is that if it's one of those verbs that ends in su, you generally just say the s part. So this is itekimasu. But this is not correct. What you need is a small little tsu right here. Now, what does this do? Well, first I'll show in Romaji and then I'll explain. This is what it would have been. Itekimasu. This is what it turns into. Itekimasu. So, first it was itekimasu. Now it is itekimasu. So there's just a tiny little stop here for the double consonant. Okay? Itekimasu. So it is important. It's easy to slur over, but don't do it. The only case in which, so it doesn't matter what the next one is, it will match that. Okay? Whatever the next vowel, or not vowel, whatever the next consonant is what it's going to match, okay? So as long as you follow that, you will be fine. Just double it up when you're writing in Romaji. Basically, it just means do a small little stop. That's all it's saying. There's one case in which there's a stop, but it's not done by a small su. So this is konnichiwa, right? But in Japanese, it's not just konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. No. This is, if you remember, and this is ni. Okay, when you have two n's next to each other, think about how it's written. And yes, I know that this is a ha. If you pick that up, good, you must be practicing. This is the article, however, and thus it's not pronounced ha, it's pronounced wa. Konnichiwa. But it's konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Okay? So this creates a stop. If you just think about in English when we have double consonants next to each other, how we change the pronunciation. For example, big ram. Okay, big ram, big ram. Now say this. Big gram. So, big gram. Big gram. I bet you can hear the difference when I'm speaking, and I bet you understand, even if I'm not, okay, that's a weird example, who would say big gram, but say I was saying something normal, I bet you could understand which way I was saying it. It makes a huge difference in meaning in English, big gram and big ram, and that's why there's a double consonant. So it's the same idea here. Ittekimasu. Konnichiwa. So just put that in and you'll be good. So basically those are the rules. The great thing with this video format is that if you don't remember something, here it is recorded for you. You just rewind it, look at it again, and that's why I'm not worrying about reviewing stuff over and over and over again, because some of you I'm sure are going, oh, okay, that makes sense. For those of you who aren't, you'll get plenty of examples in the future. If this isn't enough to explain what I mean by all of this, I hope I was clear. And yeah, those are basically the rules. So I will do a short video in the future here to explain some extra pronunciation. I can't do it here because it'll be screenshot. I want to use an online resource to show you what I'm talking about, but it'll be very short, hopefully. And so yeah, that's basically all I wanted to cover, and now you know all the rules of hiragana. So good job. Practice it and you will be able to do very well.